Even if you're an introvert, yes, it is possible to be amazing at socializing. Not only amazing, but actually have fun from doing it. Now, if you're an introvert right now and you're okay with that, perfectly okay. But if you're wanting to improve your social skills so it's easier to talk to basically anybody, this video is going to be for you. I'm going to go over the mindsets and the actual technicals of what's happening in a conversation that makes it good. So let's get into that. Okay, the first thing we're going to talk about is the value of a conversation. So for someone to come up to me and have a very low value conversation, meaning I don't want to talk to them again, well, they're going to do a couple things. First, when they come up and actually talk to me, so just say this is me, and then this is the other person, other. When they're even just going up to talk to me, there's a whole bunch of things that I'm first going to recognize. So I'm first going to see them. I'm then going to hear their voice. I'm also going to smell them. And I'm going to basically perceive this person through my 5 senses that aren't my touch or my taste really. But I'm really going to see, hear, and smell this person. Same thing when you're going up to another person. So you want yourself to see when they see you looking your best. When they hear you, your voice is the best it can be. And when they smell you, you're not smelling like dog shit. And so these, before you even go up to talk to someone, are things that need to be good. And these are things I go over in my 4 pillars of attraction, which you can find in my school course, the 7-day free trial if you like. But let's just go over a couple things right now. So when it's coming to seeing, that's the physical. And so you want to make sure that your physique is okay. Now, do you need to be ripped or jacked? No, not really at all. But it's just making sure that you take care of yourself to some degree. Meaning when it comes to your face, do you have pimples all over? Do you actively have a skincare routine? Are you trying to make yourself not look horrible? Are you groomed? Are you shaven? It also comes to how you are dressing. So this is a big one. So when I see you, I'm going to perceive your face, your physique, your body, all that stuff. But if you can't really control those things immediately, right? You can't lose 20 pounds immediately, and that's not also going to be a determining factor on if I like you or not. Something that is going to be is how you dress though. If you dress very horribly and it's raggedy clothes, they're all dirty, they're all stained, it's not that another person doesn't want to be with you or doesn't care for you because of your clothes. It's just in a social context, because there's other people around, this person doesn't want to be seen with a person dressing like that, dressing in such a low value way, because it would also drag down their value too. And this isn't, being mean or anything, just basic psychology. And so you want to make yourself as presentable, as warm, as welcoming, as friendly, and you do that by putting effort into yourself so people actually don't want to be away from you. They want to be closer to you. They want to be more towards you because, hey, this guy is respecting himself, he's taking care of himself. I'm not going to look weird with other people if they see me with this person. So you're dressing good, and then lastly is your smell. And so this is showering, deodorant, cologne. If you don't have these things, and it's very obvious, basic things, but some people just don't. They just don't have it. And this is where you got to start. Your sight, your dressing, your face, your physique, and how you're smelling. Okay? Those are the main things. And then when it comes to your voice, the audio, you basically just don't want a very odd voice. Hello, how are you? Yeah, my name is Jonathan. My name is da da da. That's just weird, okay? And so what you want is, and this is going to go even more, but you basically just want a loud, not yelling, but a louder voice so the other person can hear you, and you want that voice to be relaxed. And if you can, warm. And so I can say hello a whole bunch of ways. Hello, 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 hello. So many different ways. The way that I want to say it is to be confident, to be welcoming, to be warm, to say I'm not a threat. And so that's going to come out with my loudness so that person can actually hear me. Hello. Versus hello. And it's going to come out in my relaxedness. Hello. Versus hello. And then it's going to come out in my warmness. Hello. That's maybe a too harsh. Hey, hi, hey, hello, more warm, hello. Okay, all these things are very minute, but they make the biggest of differences. And I would know, I used to be very introverted myself, and these are all things I had to learn slowly and slowly over, just going into them. Now, that stuff is going to be easy to say when you're actually going into the conversation, when you're actually having a conversation though. A lot of that stuff may just go out of your mind because your anxiety is spiking. So this anxiety is spiking because you're unsure. Your anxiety comes from an unsureness. I'm unsure of how this is going to play out. And you're also thinking in your head some things. You're having your FOJ, fear of judgment, and this can also be a fear of rejection. And so even before you're going into that conversation, you're a bit scared that this person won't react nice, maybe mean to you, maybe this to you. And that is coming from past experiences. And so if you had experiences in your past in which you've gone into conversations and people were mean to you, or even at your house maybe you don't have the best social interactions with your family, well, this fear of judgment, fear of rejection from talking to a new person is going to be there, and it's going to be amplified a little bit. It's going to be amplified a little bit because when you're talking to a new person in general, what's happening at an evo psych level, at an evolution psychology level, is that if we were in tribes, my monkey tribes hundreds of thousands of years ago, and there's me, and I wanted to go talk to someone, but I talked to the wrong person, or I made a bad impression, or I said or did something wrong, well, this person could, in fact, just kill me. Like, literally, just kill me off the planet, because they just didn't like the way I talked to them. They just didn't like the new person I was. And so our body has this innate thing that it builds inside of us that says, okay, talking to this new person may have some danger. Don't be so out there, so like this. Hold yourself in a little bit so you can get a feeling of how you're supposed to be, how you're supposed to do, and so you don't really step on anybody's toes and not to have them kill you. And so it is definitely a natural reaction that's happening in your body. And this anxiety is going to be in your mind. It's going to be literally in your body too. But all you have to do is be mindful of it and then take this next step of kind of calming your anxiety by saying things and by gaining certain reference experiences. So a reference experiences is moments in your life that you can go back and call. You can go back and see, basically. And so if you've ever gone skiing, you have a reference experience of skiing. I've never skied, so I don't have any reference experiences. I have, however, started a lot of conversations, good conversations, fun conversations with people I don't know, with strangers. And so I have a lot more reference experiences on that. The more reference experiences you have about something, the less unsure you're going to be just because you've done it more times. So I guarantee you, if you're scared of going up and talking to new people, you just haven't done it as many times as I have, or a whole bunch of times. And so that's where you're going to give yourself grace. You have to give yourself grace and say, hey, I haven't done this before. Putting myself out there now. I'm going to start something like this to better myself. I may suck a couple times at the beginning, but hey, I'm on this journey to get better for myself. Let's get it. And you're going to build those reference experiences. Okay. Now, some things that you can say in your head to lower the anxiety, and these are the same things I say, is this person is my friend. This person is my friend. We're all human. We're all human. We're all connected. This person is my brother. This person is my sister. Because, think about it. Humans, yes, we're different in skin color and hair color and all these shapes and sizes, but we're human. We have our common ancestors. We are one. We are all connected. And by saying these things, your physiology in your body actually begins to change. The mind that you have actually begins to change by manually, consciously overriding your thoughts of, this conversation's not going to go well, this person's not going to receive me, I don't know how to do this, I don't know what to say. And you put these mantras in your head. This person is my friend. We're all connected. I love humans. What you're doing is consciously reprogramming your brain in moments you feel anxiety. Now, if you were to go take this action, So you don't pussy out, you don't back out, and you actually go in and you talk to that person. You say, hey, how are you, man? With that warm, friendly attitude, you're looking good in yourself, so this person receives you. They give you some positive feedback back. Hey, how are you, man? And then you get a positive feedback back. This is going to confirm in your brain, oh, people are my friend. Oh, those things about worrying, about anxiety, those don't really always are true. And what you have gained is a reference experience with the correct mindset, which is very, very valuable. And now you can take this reference experience and when you go talk to another person, be like, see, it happened before correctly. Okay, but what do we actually say? You know, how are we supposed to have a conversation that we're fun in, it's engaging, the other person isn't bored, the other person actually likes us, the actual person wants to talk to us, they're engaged in the conversation? Okay, so in my personal experience from someone who was very, 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 very quiet, did not know how to have a conversation, to now where, you know, it's much better. You can hear me speak on this camera, you can tell that, okay, this guy obviously in some way can articulate himself, he is pretty confident speaking. So how do you go from there to this? And again, it's building the reference experiences and all that stuff. But having some type of game plan when you're in the conversation is really well too. And so there's two things that we need to focus on. And that is your sub-communications, which is kind of like your energy, and the actual flow of a conversation. And so two things are going to happen. If this is a person that you don't know, it's just asking a question to open up the space between you. And so if they're in an environment or somewhere, there's a whole bunch of things you can do. You can make an environmental comment. And so this is something that both of you are experiencing. So if you're at work, it can be something about work. If you're at school, it can be something at school. If you're at a grocery store, a mall, a bookstore, it can be something about that. Now, you can also make a observational comment. An observational comment is something about them. This person has taken the time to put on clothes, to put on a style, to do something about themselves that makes them unique. Even the sweater I have on, someone could come up to me and say, that's a very nice sweater you have. I like the sweater. I like the sweater on me too personally. And just that is just breaking the ice. Then you can go into a conversation of anything over that. The basic point of starting a conversation is just getting that words going until this person knows you exist, you know you exist. And this is where the real meat, the real juice of a conversation and what's really going to help you is going to come out. And this is in your subcommunications, aka your energy. And what you want to do is be relaxed. Just like in your voice, you want to be relaxed. Relaxed in your body and relaxed in your eye contact. And so your subcommunications are eye contact, it's your voice, your tone, and your body language. And so that's how you're standing, that's what you're doing with your body, that's how you're moving your eyes, it's how you're using your voice. So a very good example of me going up to someone and basically starting a conversation is, hey, how are you, man? Just like that. Hey, how are you, man? Smile. My eye contact is good. I have my hand out already, open palms underneath, ready to give a handshake. Open body language. It's just very relaxed. It's very seamless. Versus, hey, how are you, man? That is way more tense. And this is the opposite of relax. Tense is the opposite of relax, which you don't want. And there's one thing when it comes to talking to another person is called the law of emotional transference. What emotional transference does is within humans, when we're talking to other people, the person with a certain type of energy, that is going to radiate in other people. That type of energy is going to radiate into other people. And so if I go up into a conversation to another person with this very tense energy, that emotion is going to transfer and they're going to feel tense too. They're then going to relate this tenseness that they're feeling and that they're seeing with the interaction with you or with me, and they're not going to want to be in that conversation, in that interaction, because they don't want to feel tense. Feeling tense and uptight and not loose is not a good feeling. And this goes back to, again, an Evo Psych, in which if I was a caveman or a tribe member or whatever, and I went up to another person and I was just this person's friend and had no ill intentions, nothing to hide, well, what am I going to be like? I'm going to be relaxed, calm, funny, giving jokes. Like, I'm just going to be at ease, and that's going to come out in my voice. My eye contact, my body language is going to be way more loose, fluid, not as caring. But if I'm coming with that tenseness, well, then the other person is, what the fuck is this person hiding? And so I could give this exact presentation as I am now with my shoulders like this, which is perfectly fine. But if I were to give it the exact same presentation with my shoulders like this, everything changes. Everything changes. No matter what I say or do, or as confident I am, because my shoulders are like this, instinctually, primitively, biologically, you're going to feel a little bit of tenseness, a little bit of oddness coming off of me. Because my energy is weird, my subcommunications are weird. Why are your shoulders like this? At an Evo Psych kind of way, I'm protecting my neck. I'm protecting one of my vital organs, which means I'm preparing or anticipating fighting, combat, death. And if I'm going into a conversation with basically, I'm anticipating this to go wrong, I'm anticipating this to end in a fight, or you to hurt me, or for you to kill me, I'm believing this is going to be true, one person in this world, everybody in this world is going to believe one person about yourself the most, and that is you. And so if you, with your own body language, are saying, I'm predicting this is going to end in a fight, I'm predicting this is not going to go well, I'm predicting I'm already in danger, that person is going to believe you. That person is going to believe you. So you come in with this relaxedness, deep breaths, have those mantras, this person is my friend, and that's going to help you get at ease. Now, another thing that may get you more anxious is, I don't know what to talk about, which is giant. So let's go over that. When you don't know what to talk about, you can follow this very simple format that I use, that I give to all of my students, my clients, and it just goes like this. Personal input, question, answer, personal input, question. So top line, personal input, something about just my beliefs about me, about anything. Question. Answer. Personal input. Question. Okay, this is very important. If we're in a conversation and what we do is ask question, ask question, ask question. Yes, that can be somewhat good when you're like in a conversation, it's making sense. But when you're first just meeting someone, this is not good. At the end of the day, what is happening when you ask a question is that the other person has to answer. And so if we think about the conversation as a pit, like this, in which throwing things into that pit is adding value, well, if I'm always just asking questions, I'm making this other person throw stuff into the pit. Throw stuff into the pit. And so they're adding to the value of the conversation. I'm not doing anything. Whereas me throwing something in the pit about my personal input and then asking a question is going to make that person way more at ease answering it, and it's also going to give way more conversational threads. So threads of a convo are like topics that you guys have kind of gone over, that have been alluded to. And so if I walk up to someone and say, hey, nice sweater, say, thanks, awesome. Where'd you get it from? We have two conversational threads now, the sweater and the location or the place that I've gotten it from. And what is happening here? I've already asked a question. So I asked a question, where'd you get that sweater from? Personal input would be, I really like that sweater. That's just your input. That's a comment. That's your belief. That's adding value. And so a question or personal input in that case, it could also be a comment. Nice sweater. Where'd you get that sweater from? And then they would give an answer. And this answer is what we need to play with. So they're, depending on who they are, they're going to give certain types of answers. They may give a very short answer, a long answer. Basically, what you want to see is their body language too, is their sub-communications too, because this is how you're going to tell how they're feeling. So if they're very fidgety or they're very awkward, or they get kind of freaked out, you could even just take a step back and then ask a next question, as to show them, hey, I'm not a threat. I'm going to take a step back, give you actually some space here. Nothing to worry about, okay? And so when you're reacting to their body language, their sub-communications too, in a socially competent way, meaning if they feel tenseness, then you're going to back off or do something that will relieve tension. That's also going to show to them that they can feel more comfortable. And a lot of this is happening at a subconscious level, but if you understand it and you're able to do things real time in order to not make this other person feel weird or have self-awareness about your actions, it's going to help you. And so they'll give an answer back, and then this is where you can be fun and playful in the conversation. And so you'll give personal input, and then you'll probably ask a question back. In this personal input, you get to add your personality. You get to add humor. You get to add your wit. You get to add stories. And so let's go again on an interaction, okay? So I walk up to someone, I make a comment, hey, I like your sweater. Hey, I like your shirt. Hey, I like your style. Just me giving value. That person says, oh my God, thank you. They answer back. And then I will ask a question back. Now you can't really do too much with, yes, oh my God, thank you. Can't really play too much with those words. So you'll ask another question and see if you can get something else out. Personal input they'll give. Oh, I got it from this place. For real? And then this is where you can actually be engaging. And then from what they have said, what they've given us, so say they, I just got it from, I had it when I was a kid. I got it at the mall a couple weeks ago. What you then want to do is either say a follow-up question, so a follow-up question is, I got it from the mall. Oh, for real? Was it this mall? Was it this mall? When did you get it from your mom? Just a quick follow-up question. Or if there's not like a lot to play with in their answer, or what you do is then give a little story, a quick story. And this could be like, you know what, when I was younger too, my mom gave me the exact, my mom gave me like 100 shirts or whatever, just whatever the fuck it is, right? I was at that mall last week and there was just something going on that I saw. There was like a big Santa event parade. That's just how you're going to add more conversational threads. And so you're relating something that they've given you, and now you're kind of expanding on that. And so yes, my mom gave it to me. Well, that's a conversational thread now. Mom is now a conversational thread. Family is now a conversational thread. If they said they got it from the mall is now a conversational thread. And what you're doing is try to bring up all these conversational threads so the conversation never goes boring. If I were just to talk about, oh, that's a nice sweater. Where'd you get it from? Oh, my mom gave it to me. Ah, cool. When did your mom give it to me? Give it to you? Oh, about last year on Christmas. That's awesome. That's awesome. Did you like the sweater? Yeah, I like the sweater. It's a good sweater. Yeah, it's a real nice color. If you had to pick a different color for the sweater, what would you pick? Probably pick red. Nice. Do you like the size of it? Is it comfy? Yeah, it's a pretty comfy sweater. Oh, that's awesome. Even that's awesome is personal input. Imagine I just asking the questions. Oh, cool. Would you rather have a zipper or buttons on your sweater? I don't know, zippers. That person is going to be like, oh my God, are we going to talk about this fucking sweater any longer? And so what you're doing is they're just harping one conversational thread into the ground when you should be expanding it. And you expand it by using your words and connecting it to other things. And you can connect it with stories, personal. Oh, I got the same one here. Dude, my mom gave me a sweater like this when I was younger. It was this big fucking rock band thing. You ever listen to rock? You know who I'm talking about? No. What type of music do you listen to? I feel like you listen to this. To be more engaging in a conversation is to add more emotion. So a way that you can add more emotion is not with a question, but with a assumption. An assumption is way more emotionally hitting because for you to assume something on another person first takes more confidence because you're able to put your opinion out there. And it's more emotionally stimulating because if I go up to someone and say, hey, nice sweater, like, awesome, thanks, nice sweater. But if I go to a person and say, are you a lawyer? Are you a engineer? Are you this? And they're like, why? It sparks curiosity in them. What would make you assume that? Oh, well, your style. Oh, well, the way that you're dressed. The way that you're dressed makes me assume that you're probably in like some type of software industry. I don't know, there's something about you. That assumption makes it way more stimulating because the person is going to be like, okay, but why? Why? What is that? And so you're sparking a question in their brain and they're getting more, engaged in the conversation too. Better than you're just having a boring conversation. Oh, where do you work? Oh, software, amazing. How do you like it? Oh, that's amazing. How long have you been working there? Oh, that's amazing. So boring. Now just imagine it with just assumptions. I feel like you work in software. Yep, I could tell. You hate it? No, I don't hate it. I actually love it. Hey, that's great. That's amazing. You love your job. And so your assumptions can be wrong, which are fine, but they're going to be more polarizing, right? It's just going to be a way more polarizing thing that you're basically putting out there. Other than a question, it's an assumption. And so this person could be like, what the hell, why? And very, 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 very powerful assumptions are very good. Another thing that you can do to add more emotion, and kind of the only way to add real emotion, is with the subcommunications. And so everything I just said to you here, you could also say in very bad subcommunications, which are boring and monotone. So let's go with that. Hey, nice sweater. Where'd you get it from? That's cool. I was at the mall the other day and I saw Santa Claus with his big tree and people were just taking pictures. It was like very wholesome and stuff. I remember when I was a kid, I would always sit there. I'd just tell him I wanted a scooter for Christmas. Okay, the subcommunications there, eye contact is dull, tonality is extremely dull, body language is just like this. And so you're just way on the robotic side. And you also don't want to be so flamboyant, so dynamic, so insane that you're over the top. It's being in this relaxed state. Relax with that warmthness and still having that emotion coming out through. And so it would be like this. Hey, nice sweater. Hey, nice sweater. Already a smile. Already a bit of life into my voice. That's awesome. Where'd you get it from? Cool. See that elongation on the cool? It's coming out. Cool, that's awesome. And every time you go to express yourself like this, you may feel a higher fear of judgment. And that's only because you don't have the reference experiences that this is something that is actually good and fun to do. And because anytime you express yourself, you're opening yourself up more to rejection. So when you say cool, that person could be like, ugh, fuck off, right? Even in those very slight things, that person could feel it and you're going to feel it too. Or you're going to feel like you could be rejected in that moment too. Okay, so thread of the conversation, engaging with our emotions, understanding how a conversational format would go. It's a question, it's personal input, getting an answer back, playing with that personal input, telling stories, maybe even having fun with that. So it can be with teases, it can be compliments. And so, okay, let me give you a live example. I was talking to someone and she had on her wallpaper of her phone, Genshin Impact wallpaper. And me personally, I have a friend who plays that game and bro, he's addicted to it. He's been playing since grade 12, 22 now. And dude, the game is just crazy to me. I'm like, how can you play so much? And so I teased her on that. I said, oh no, man, there's no way you have Genshin Impact as your wallpaper for your phone. And she's like, what, why? I'm like, dude, my friend plays that so much. I've literally not talked to him in 4 years because he's just playing that game every single minute of his life. Okay, this is a tease, but it's a very obvious tease. First, it's a tease you can tell I'm joking, playful. in my energy, but also because I'm exaggerating. I'm going way over the top. Because I'm going so over the top in what I'm saying, he's playing it every single day for the last 4 years. I've never gotten to speak to him. And you can see the playfulness in my voice. That is what brings in humor. That is what brings in a good tease, a good humor. And she was like, she laughed from it. She's like, oh my God, no, I'm not that crazy about it. And then I actually asked more questions about it because I could tell that she was interested into it. It's her wallpaper. She obviously very likes it. And so I teased her a little bit on it because that was just my natural reaction. Like, fucking Genshin Impact, really? But then I asked some questions like, what do you like about it? Is there anything that you do like about it? And in this type of thing, I can't give much personal input because I don't really know too much about it. And so I'm taking on more questions at that time about that particular thing. It's like, oh, cool. And then ask another question. Oh, cool. Ask another question. Because I don't have much personal input. And if there's any input I can give, I would give that. And so you may be saying, okay, what personal input do I say? Anything that comes to your mind. Anything. So if it's snowboarding, you can be like, I've never gone snowboarding, but I've always wanted to. Is it as difficult as people say it is? Assumption, you look like you go to the gym. Assumption, that could be assumption. I've always wanted to go to the gym. So I start with this, it's being curious. It's about telling yourself and just saying that out loud. Okay, guys, if you do need more help being more social, I mean, this is a great guide right here. But you can join my school community, 7 days for free, or book a call for me for my one-on-one coaching. And with that, I hope you guys enjoyed. Peace out. Love you. Bye.